So, back to the CTI. Innovation, when the money is everything kind and the money is earned by the ownership of the towns. The ownership of towns is absolutely important and crucial element of the things to get to play good games. If you don't hold any towns, you have no basic income from towns. The towns produce the most of the all income, but you can also get an income to killing enemy units. Any single damage you do, example to enemy vehicles, any single killing to enemy infantry units, any single destruction you kill enemy buildings or structures, you're always earning a little bit money out of this. Somehow, somewhere, and somehow that you can use it if you have no other income to operation. So in other words, if you are example no income to county towns, you might be losing the game sooner or later, because you can feel simply nothing else, and you cannot. It's called the kill of all your game movement and your ability to go to and fight against enemy threats. So where's the city as a whole? They are whole in the islands of operation. There is all kind of different islands. There is not only single terrain. That means all player must be know very well these islands to understand what the islands are all about. Different islands have a different kind of the variation. How many towns there is, what is the variation of the altitude, or the different kind of the geothermal location. And this is important. The terrain have a lot of different kind of the structures. Because not all islands are the same. There is a different strategy and tactics in different islands. Some islands have a very dense forest. Some islands have a very flat the surface area, and meaning that it's pretty easy to visibility and a very heavy vegetation. The general rule goes, the more flat the areas are, the more is it for a tank fighting. And the more dense object the map are, the more is it about the infantry units and a single and the unit on his foot. And the more the area is very vast, the more it is for airplanes, more it is for choppers and airplanes and all the air units. And there is obviously if there is a lot of islands, if it's a small island, the map full of and then it's a water, sea, everywhere is sea. Then obviously this time the turn, it will be very important also have to a lot of ports, and important is coming the sea water and using it. So here it is, transportation. Transportation is one of the things. How the game taken, you always have to be transported to the starting position to your first town. You can always transport yourselves almost any places, any way to just walk it or run it there. Depending on the modes, you have to be attention in rotation. If you're example start from an island and example in a particular game you play it doesn't have ability to swim, you will drop. So the only possibility to cross the water is about transportation, which can go across the river or across the sea. And it needs to be a floating, a tank or armor or a boat or just aeroplane to transport change over your chase. Otherwise you have no able to just simply overcome your diffuse. So transportation is always crucial. That means that the building, light factories usually deployed at first in the CTI matches. In the light factory, usually it's given in the first 5 minutes the commander will be building a manufacturer this, because all the players will be very easily in the very first part of the game. The early part of giant will be to reach pathing from this to the building structure, and they will be able to quickly, as quickly as possible, to go back to the towns and capture and hold it and go into the fight out the enemy units. Then it coming about the buildings. So the light factory, what kind of the type of the vehicle it can be deployed? It can deploy all kind of vast differentiation depending on using mod. Light factory can example deploy of the boats in cross into some rivers, but not too heavy boats that are able to kill plenty of different things. Light factory are able of using motorcycles bikes if there is no ability available in a particularly mod those vehicles. And obviously cars and trucks, that's are the most important thing to pay. Usually some kind of cheap or some 5-ton truck, and this kind of thing you can example support truck with is able having all kind of the weapons and healing repairing property have it is. So a repairing truck is a patient paid. Repairing truck can be repair all buildings if you are just destructed in your outlet buildings. You can obviously also rearm anytime you want. The rearming is occasion. The first thing in the CGI can, it's all about the rearming. You can have some conflict, some depending 5 to 10 the slot to save it of your weapons, which in the mission capture to save it, so you can anytime to come up with the same weapons. And you can weapon obviously using of the depending the game, using the primary and secondary weapons. And it's just perhaps some equipment there. That usually means that you have been using, for example, some rifle, sniper machine gun, or some grenade launcher. And the second launcher is usually the grenade propel or a rocket launcher. Rocket launcher to kill tanks, and usually the first primary assault rifle to kill obviously the infantry soldiers. Then there is a gadget like a mines, to the binoculars, and obviously the all kind of creation, hand grenades, station utilities. You can sometimes change the different grenade type or a different properties, example, hair or IGT, to give it to a rifle type. And then you can even a sight and weapon, the pistol. There is also a pistol slot. You can have 3 different weapons, and there's a few different pistol types there. Usually pistol, there is some 3 to 5 different pistol type per side, and when there is some 10 to 25 or even to 50 different first weapons, the rifles or so, and usually 5 to 10 different kind of the rocket launchers or even some laser designers in the secondary weapons, in secondary weapon slot. So there is this weapon slot where all the happy to be put. And what's it all about it is all. So there it is. This kind of the things that you can load, save and buy them or change using the slots. And you obviously, because they are a slot system, there are very limited amount of ammo you can anytime currently hold. So you have some limitation how much ammo you can anytime carry in a single individual and single infantry. And so it is. Education, it might be sometimes cost of us to rearm yourselves. You have some rearm cost, but in the start it might be sometimes free education. And then it coming about to sanitation. When you have done it yourselves, you get pretty much attention. So, what is the task to somebody called of the resistance unit in the infantry to serve? Every chance usually have a resistance first. When you will be first closing down them, there will be have at least a few resistance units every time, at least a few times. But sometimes there can be a much more resistance units depending on the gaming mode you are playing. And some gaming mode might be have more, some might be have less. And here, example, the gaming mode when I am here talking about might be example have 1, 2 tanks. Some might be have even more tanks, 3, 4 tanks every time. And there are usually some heavy armor, so it will be taking plenty of the people's the effort and to shoot them down depending on the material you have. If there is example only infantry, it takes out the plenty of the AT rocket to shoot example tanks. It's obviously much easier to kill just the AI soldiers and the resistance units, but the AI soldiers have a very good skill. And the usual CGI mods is a given that all AI in the games have a very good ability to shooting skill to the player units or any units at all. So usually any AI units are given the highest skill possible in game. They might be able to have a script to be able to find a located any treat they might be find attention. Example to the following script to able to give it AI ability to chase down those units what they have spot on the map. And it's also one of those abilities the AI is suggesting it will be able to see the true example bushes, trees, and some hidden object to the player vision and the visibility, and that the AI are having much more ability to kill to the player than the player in some situation. Player obviously have a technical skill, but the AI have its skill to ability to spot and know exactly the player position any single place he is, and immediately shoot it to the head when he will be visible or able to take the range to AI to engage. And that's it about this. So it usually takes at last to a few people effort to one effort if to infantry take one town. And the example of towns are very heavy, hard to the example of tank units because obviously there's easy place